These flour sugar cookies are as cute as a button and easy to make. Hi, I'm Leslie with Leslie's Cookies and Treats, and if you love decorating sugar cookies or you want to learn how, you're in the right place. Let's decorate together. So if you're decorating along with me, you're going to want to grab your white royal icing. Mine is in about a 15-second consistency. And we're just going to touch down and then go as close as we can to the edge of the cookie and outline this cookie with that icing. And I'm making a little loop to change directions. You don't have to do that. You can follow along right along the edge by touching down and turning the corner, or you can pull your icing inside and start and stop each time. It's up to you. But you want to watch your icing and where you're dropping your line rather than your piping bag as you go around. And then once you finish, you can immediately go back in and flood in your cookie. I'm using a 15-second royal icing so I can go right up to the edge without worrying that my icing is going to overflow. And I've got a pretty tiny hole cut in this bag, so it's taking me a second to fill this in. But if you cut just a bigger hole, you'll be fine. And once your cookie's flooded, go ahead and stick your scribe or your toothpick right into the cookie dough and give it a little shake, and then smooth out and pop any air bubbles as needed. And then set that cookie aside to dry until the icing crusts over, which for me was about 15 or 20 minutes. And then I'm coming back in with my red icing, and I'm just going to make a big ball right here in the center. And then I'll use my scribe to settle that down and make sure that the icing gets all the way down to the cookie so it doesn't crater. And then I'm going to grab my blue icing. I've got a tiny hole cut in this bag. It's also a 15-second consistency. I'm going to go all the way around the cookie, making little stitch marks. So you want to touch down, lift up, all the way around the cookie. And having a cookie turntable really makes this process much easier. And then if you have any bumps at the start or stop of your little lines, go ahead and use your scribe or your toothpick to settle those down. Now I've grabbed some cornstarch and an offset spatula, and I want the little button in the center of this cookie to be flat. So I'm dipping my spatula in the cornstarch, and I'm just going to press it flat. You can also use a little piece of parchment here and just set it on the cookie and then leave it there until the cookie dries. But because I also want to poke little buttonholes in this, I'm going to use my scribe and also cover it with the cornstarch and then just poke some little holes right in the red icing. And then once the cookie dries, I can brush away any excess cornstarch. And then it will look like this is really a button. So let me pull this up here so you can maybe see it a little bit better. See how those little holes are in there? Now we'll just set this cookie aside to dry completely. Once it's dry, you can use a paintbrush and just wipe away any excess cornstarch that's on your cookie. And then once again, grabbing my blue royal icing, I'm just going to make a little X here for stitches in this button. And then these cookies are done. They're cute all on their own, or they're fantastic as part of a cookie bouquet platter. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you found any of this helpful, it'd be really nice of you to leave me a comment. That would really help me a lot. And I'll see you in the next one.